It's a positive film. It has heroes and villains, and that it essentially is a fun movie to watch. It's been a long time since people have been able to go to the movies and see a sort of straightforward, wholesome, fun adventure.
Well, it's a fantasy. It's not science fiction so much as it is space fantasy. And it's about people. It's finally about people and not finally about science.
The story, when you actually put it into words, is only so much nonsense to hang a great visual experience onto. It's the stuff that fairy tales are made of.
Sort of boiling down religion into a very basic concept. The fact that there is some deity or some power or some force that sort of controls our destiny works for good and also works for evil.
Marvelous, healthy innocence. Great pace, wonderful to look at, full of guts, nothing unpleasant. I mean, people go bang bang and people fall over and are dead, but no horrors. A sort of wonderful freshness about it, kind of like a wonderful fresh air.
It's got whatever you want it to be. It's pure entertainment. It's like a roller coaster ride, and it can be interpreted as long as you enjoy it, which is the intention of it.
Aloha and welcome to Generation Skywalker as we celebrate this May the 4th with a very special episode, our second ever Tiki Party, a show dedicated to tropical drinks, Star Wars chat, and I'm sure increasingly impressive ceramics. I'm Dan and I'm joined by Jez Allinson. How you doing, Jez?
Aloha. Hello, Dan. How you doing?
I'm good. What are you drinking from this evening?
Well, I've got my, it's got to be in the top 10. It's one of my favorites. It's the Max Rebo. I mean, look at that. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous, Dan.
Well, I'm going old school. I've got that baby.
Very nice.
Death Star. So yeah, that was the first Tiki I ever got. And yeah, that was my lockdown.
It's a good one.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
Very good. Very good. And you've heard him already. We can see him in the background. It is, of course, Brandon Giraldez. How you doing, Brandon?
I'm doing great. Aloha. Thanks for having me. It's good to chat with you guys again. It's been a minute since we've done this. So a few years now.
Yeah, it has. It's 3.5 years since we did the first one back in December 2022. So yeah, you guys, you're hitting your 10th anniversary this year as well.
10th anniversary is actually on May the 4th. We started this brand, this line, the Geeki Tikis brand with Star Wars. 10 years ago, which is crazy. So yeah, we're excited to celebrate what is our Big 10.
And so we've got loads in store tonight to go through with you. We've got loads of questions for you. It's been 3.5 years since we last spoke. We've seen the product you've been putting out. We've been debating the last 10 years of Tiki, and we've got our Generation Skywalker official top 10 to share with you to get your thoughts on, and we're also going to be pitching you some new Tiki ideas and taking a look back to see if you took us up on any of our other ideas, see if any of those are in
I'm curious because I don't remember those conversations. So maybe we have, and if so, you guys should have got a royalty, at least a free mug, something.
So I listened back to the previous show, and at the beginning of that, you throughout the show you talked about the number of mugs you've produced over that time, and at that time would have been 5.5, 6 years you've been producing Tikis. You mentioned, I think it was up to 150. What sort of number you're up to now? Because you can get Tikis for pretty much everything. I've seen WWF wrestlers and all sorts going on.
Yeah, I mean, for Star Wars in particular, I think we're probably around the 200,
wow.
maybe a little more or less, and in general, we got to be close to 1,000, maybe 800 or so that we've done across, all the other licenses. And there's a bunch of stuff that never came out for one reason or another, or maybe it was shelved or it was too hard to produce. So there's probably close to 1,000 mugs that have been designed at this time. So
that's amazing.
But Star Wars makes up the biggest chunk, I think. Disney's catching up, but Star Wars is definitely the biggest chunk of what we've done.
That is amazing. Look, we can't. I don't think we can get far into this show without talking about Craig. You know, Craig was the one that introduced certainly all of us on Generation Skywalker to the really the concept of Tiki culture, and then obviously Geeki Tiki and his blog, and he came on a show, one of our modern ways. I've actually taken a snippet of that that first time when he spoke to us about Tiki, done like a 15-minute section talking about the history of Tiki, and then moved on to talk about Geeki Tiki. And I've inserted that into our committee show that we recorded yesterday, which for our listeners would have been a week ago, where we've inserted that whole clip. So hopefully anyone who's kind of listening to this has got that to go back to and find it quite easily. But Craig had a great love for Tiki and everything you guys did, and yeah, it was great with the Tiki Tum. When we got those, and Craig would have absolutely loved that, because I know on the last show we did the when we pitched the ideas, he actually pitched you the idea of a Leia, and you teased him that you were bringing one out. And when you announced that one on May the 4th, when we was actually at Craig's house after he passed away, we was all in on that. We were definitely getting one each.
Yeah, that was a good one, man. What a great guy. I wish I would have met him in person, and I'm glad that the legacy still lives on with you guys, and that he brought some attention to it over in your neck of the woods, and that you guys have embraced it, and it's I wish I could have shared a drink with him and a couple of laughs, but he's here with us all. So cheers to Craig.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cheers to Craig. We want to thank you really as well, because when we all decided, hey, we absolutely need this Leia Tiki Tum. I mean, check this out. I mean, you can see Dan's just behind him.
Yeah.
This one's mine, which you might think, what on earth have you done to her hair? But this is on my dining room table, and it's got a little peace plant in it, which is just
very nice,
because everyone sees it on the dining room table downstairs. But all of us in Generation Skywalker were like, right, we need one of these. And you kindly sent us an extra one. I don't know if you can recall when we ordered them, and they all came over together.
Sure.
And we were thinking, what can we do with that? And so because they were so limited edition, what was it, 500s?
Yeah, we made 500 of them.
500.
I believe it was 500. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably a little less than that but yeah.
yeah. And like hen's teeth, as we would say. So we put it on eBay, and the people in the UK were going wild, and we just said, right, we're going to put it on eBay, and all proceeds are going to go to the hospice, which looked after Craig, so Myton Hospice. And it was really, really uncanny, because the winner of this, it was around about 250, 200 to 80 pounds, something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah. About $300, yeah.
So we got well over $300 for the hospice, and that was actually won by Martin, who, funny old thing, 3 years later, or so, sorry, a couple of years later, now joins the podcast. So it's really, really weird how that's turned around. But
very cool.
Thank you for allowing us to be able to do that, and that was a lovely gesture for the hospice.
I'm glad to still, be a part of whatever I can be a part of. And I've grown closer to Kimberly since, and she's been a guest of ours out to San Diego Comic-Con, which has been great. I think she's coming this year, I believe. It's been fun just, telling stories and sharing memories and all that fun stuff about Craig.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah. He had a lovely Leia focus, specifically Leia from A New Hope. And he had like the hot toy, he had Gentle Giant statues, he had all kinds of stuff, all Leia focused. And that mug, it really just came at exactly the right moment. It was just absolutely no brainer. We were sat around, obviously reminiscing about Craig, and that post came up from you guys saying it was coming out. We were like, oh, we need one of these. So you done us a solid sorting us out with those. So thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure.
So on that note, should we move on to the committee then?
I love democracy.
I am not a committee!
Order! We shall have order!
I was not elected to watch my people suffer and die while you discuss this invasion in a committee.
My allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy!
This is outrageous! I object! Order!
These committees always, they can go it's never one of two ways, because the way is always, we usually end up sort of arguing over it. I don't know, some of the people in, to be honest with you, and some of the people in the podcast are quite argumentative. I'm not one.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, I need to apologise in advance, Brandon, because Jez doesn't know the running order that these are. So he knows which ones are in the top 10. He's got a rough idea, but he doesn't know what's number one. And
so the committee, you guys all agreed on this top 10 together.
Yeah. So let me describe the concept. So what we do our committee shows, and it could be on any subject. It could be on, I don't know, lightsaber duels, and we'll all, for the first half of the show, we'll debate. We'll put into kind of the list which ones we think should be in there. Luke versus Darth Vader in Bespin, Luke, etc., etc. We'll compile the list and we'll go off and we'll each pick our own top 10. Number 1 gets 10 points. Number 10 gets 1 point. We give them all back to Stuart. He compiles everyone's numbers together, all the votes, and comes back with the top 10. And generally, Jez gets upset about it because his ones don't win.
That's
it's true. It's true. So
sounds like a great idea. Thanks for joining us, Stuart.
Last night we did the first half, so we went through the mugs. I think we came up with a list of about 35 favourites, and then we voted.
So you're going from least favourite to best out of the top 10. Okay.
Yeah, top 10. Yeah.
So at number 10, believe it or not, I've already got it in my hand. It's the Death Star Nighttime mug. That was number 10. So
okay.
We're off to a good start.
We're off to a good start. I would probably put that one. It's in my top 10 also, from what I have quickly jotted down.
Yeah. So this was it. How? Because I mean, this was 2019, so this was fairly early one, right?
Fairly early, yeah. That was a fun one. I really enjoyed that one. I'm trying to recollect any issues, or I think that's the first lidded mug we did too, where everything else, it was just kind of had that flat top and it was just cut off. And we've since gone back and reworked some of the mugs to where they're full helmets and things of that nature. But I believe, that we've done a number of those lidded mugs, but that one really, it's no moon. It's a good one.
And was that one of the first ones to kind of have color to it? Because most of them were like single color back then, weren't they? They were just glossy, solid colors.
Gosh, you know what? It might have been. That might be the first one we added color to. Actually, I'd have to go back. I know Series 1 was just kind of we did the standard interior color with the outer glaze, but we did Series 1 all of 2016. Then 2017 was Series 2 and the release of Jabba the Hutt, I believe, in 2017 Star Wars Celebration. And then Series 3 was Gamorrean Guard and Han and Carbonite. So I think that one came shortly after our third assortment of tikis. So you're right. I think you did your homework. Yeah. You know more than I do.
Number 9, Jez, I'm going to come to you. It is the Land Speeder.
Oh, really? Right. Okay. Fine. So I'm glad this is in the top 10. So the X34 Land Speeder Punch Bowl set. Now this one is a beaut. Comes with it's a 20-ounce container, so you get reasonable size with R2 and Luke. But it's just, as Pete would say, it's a classic, isn't it? I mean, let's face it, it's a lovely one. Which I don't know, just as bowls go, everyone gets in it. It's an iconic shape. It's just, and the colors work really great. I think the two characters, when you've got the R2 and the Luke, because they are so different as well, bright white in blue, and then this sort of sandy Luke. I just think it's beautiful. It's really, really well done.
That was a fun one. I forgot about that one, and I was looking, but that was a tougher one to make, to produce. And it doesn't, you said it holds 20 ounces. Yeah, somewhere around there, but it's more shallow than some of our bigger, like the Millennium Falcon and things like that. But it's definitely a good one for the bar top or the bookshelf, more of collectors, very toyetic in nature,
So I do a little peanut bowl, isn't it? As well as,
that could work too. I mean, you can do whatever you want in these things. Yeah. So, as you've proven with your Princess Leia. So
Stick with you, Jez. You're number 8 as well. You've got the Dewback
Oh, right. Okay. So I got some news on this one then. So this isn't one that I have.
Okay.
It's sold out, but this is the mega one, isn't it? This is, I believe, the largest of the Star Wars Tiki bowls.
It's right back here. It's I think it holds like 60 ounces or something like that. Yeah.
Do you know what? So having gone onto the website and had a little look, 74 ounce.
74.
Yeah. Right. So, like over 2 liters.
Oh, you're getting fact checked, Jez.
So 10 and a half inches long.
I mean, this thing is massive. Yeah.
It's mega. And it comes with the Stormtrooper. And yeah, can't get hold of it. But I discovered something earlier on. So, we love a live purchase on Generation Skywalker. And I've discovered that there's some of these available on Amazon UK.
Okay.
£59. Was it £59? I'm sure I made a note of it. Yeah, £59. So
that's actually a pretty good price.
That's a great price for us because everything, we get the British tax. Everything is just in the UK. Look, petrol, diesel. Don't get me started. But to get this for that price, it's great. And I reckon you're going to see that on my shelf before long. So I'm glad.
Oh, nice. So you did secure it recently on Amazon. Very cool.
Yeah, well, it's happening tonight.
This one had a really nice. They're just the details. Certain glazes translate better than others, but just the actual details of this were just fantastic. And we did there's like an overspray of like a brown on top of the green, so it's not a solid color, but it's got a little bit of dirt to it, which is pretty outstanding. So yeah, it's a fun one.
Number 7 then, Jez, the ATST.
No. See, I thought that would be slightly higher because again, this one.
See what I mean, Brandon?
Now, did you go back and forth between the ATST and the AT-AT, or was the ATST the clear winner?
Well, yeah, you have to wait and see.
Well, yeah, that is true.
But, okay, maybe you got two. Okay,
this is great. I love this figure, this character, and it's one which is it's not available anywhere as far as I can tell. So I've looked on Beeline, I've looked on eBay, I've looked on on your website, I've looked on Amazon. Just can't get hold of one. All right, it was such an aesthetically beautiful one because what you've got is you've got the ATST, the Chicken Walker, as it's called on your site. But then you've got the sort of foliage underneath, and you've got Chewbacca on the top.
Yep.
And what's really great from a collector's point of view, now I noticed this earlier on because when I was looking at one which I'm sure we'll come on to later on, which also comes with a Chewbacca muglet. They're different muglets, aren't they? They're the Chewbacca one, the original Chewbacca one. You can see his arms on the side, and the Chewbacca which comes with the Chicken Walker is different. And,
well, we wanted to reference, the old Kenner toys and where he's, his hands are above the ATST. So we went back and retooled it just so it looked like he was kind of standing, sitting on top of it. So we did make some changes.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. It's a 22 ounce, and I love it.
I'll send you guys one of those.
Sorry?
I'll send you one of those. I've got an extra here, so we'll get one of those on the care package. Funny thing is, so you mentioned like the foliage underneath.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. We had to do that. I've always wanted to do an ATST, but it was very hard to do with the legs being so fragile and the material. So that was our cheat, was putting the trees and the leaves to kind of make the base solid versus having a hole between the two legs.
Yeah, no, it works brilliantly. It really does.
It's a fun one. Yeah, it's a fun one.
I think it's a really popular one because when I've seen your Instagram, we all follow the Instagram page, and you put a collection the other day of that one of various different jugs and sort of items, and that was one of them. And I think you had a lot of people going, "Is it coming back? Is it coming back?" So yeah, no, that is great.
Yeah, it was fun. That one we released for pre-order at San Diego Comic-Con last year. and it just shipped in like January to everybody. So we peppered them out, kind of in small quantities, but yeah, it'll be coming back. What we've got, a little bit of those left, so we'll be peppering it out with other partners and that sort of thing. But I just made a note, so sorry I was on my phone here, but I'm like, okay, send an ATST to Generation Skywalker. So we'll add that to the box.
Oh, beautiful.
Number 6 is the Power Droid. I love this.
That's an honorable mention for me as our kind of our core standard line.
Yeah,
it's I put it up there too. It's just a very unique, fun mug. I like the additional decal on the front, and it's just fun. Yeah,
I just think that it's such a deep cut. I mean, I'm not, you guys, you do great stuff, and with it, the Cantina aliens and all that kind of stuff. But to get a Power Droid in, Joe Blogs on the street wouldn't know that was from Star Wars, but I think it's great. I think it's great.
Well, they're not a fan.
Well, yeah there is that. Number 5 is the Stack Stormtroopers.
Ooh.
Oh, that's in my list too. That's a great one. Did you get the swizzle stick with that?
No, you didn't send me one.
Hang on. I gotta send you the swizzle.
That was the one you sent me when we did the last show, or you sent over the last show. That was the item that I got. But yeah, it's fantastic.
So that mug in particular, we partnered with a talented on the swizzle sticks. There's a talented gentleman named Michael Greider, and he makes the swizzle sticks in the U.S., sculpts them by hand, plates them in different materials. He did this, like we did a shag salacious crumb.
Yeah.
But we're re-releasing that mug with a beautiful bronze metal swizzle stick. So those should be coming in the next couple weeks. So I'll send you the new swizzle stick that's going to be paired with that mug as kind of our re-release edition.
Nice.
Yeah, but that's a great one. Love it. And that was inspired by I believe it was The Mandalorian season 2, might have been season 1.
I think it's season 1 at Tatooine where they were the helmets are all on spikes.
Yeah, that's where that idea came from.
And this was actually my number 1, Brandon, the TIE Fighter. I absolutely love this.
Yeah.
This was one that, Craig got this last time around when you sent through the care package, and I was really jealous. So I was out in Orlando the following summer, and I ordered one I don't know if it was Beeline website or Twink, one or the other, and I had it delivered to where I was staying in Orlando and packed it in my suitcase and brought it back with me.
Oh no, that's a great mug. I mean, it was it's got the texture, the top on the side, and what bothers me is you get these yeah, that looks so great. But you get these retail partners of ours. I won't mention any names, but there's certain people that will promote. They'll turn it around and like that's the front of it. That what you're showing is the front. But what bothers me is when they show that as like the nice money shot, and I'm like, that's not the TIE Fighter.
Yeah.
But here's
great one.
We just hinted this, but we did a matte finish version that we're looking.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're calling this one kind of our Imperial version, but it's all dark. It's not glossy. We're probably going to be releasing somewhere in the scope of maybe 100 and change, 150 pieces of this guy for our 10-year anniversary. So we're kind of bringing back our favorites and doing a little spin to them. And but I think it looks pretty good. So
that looks awesome. Yeah, nice.
Number 3 then, Jez. You haven't got to go far for this one. It's the Max Rebo band.
Oh, and quite rightly so. This is from a drinking point of view. When I've got parties, barbecues, this is my go-to. This has always been. I've got the Wampa, and I've got the half Tauntaun, and I've got various different things.
Yeah.
But this is my go-to. It just feels nice in my hand. It's a lovely grip. It's beautiful. And I
love that mug. Yeah, that's another one where the initial design, I think that's the first one where we actually started rounding the heads off. And so because we wanted it to have a full from the front view. I mean, obviously from the back view, you got that big kind of sloped angle, but from the front view, you don't know what it is. It's just, and the eyes and the wipe on the letters came later. It was originally all solid. And then it just needed some extra pizzazz. So that's when we did the painted eyes and then the wipe on the Max Rebo band logo.
Yeah.
But That's up there. That's one of my favorites as well. I love it.
I think the color is great. Obviously, it goes, with your Max Rebo, and from a vintage collecting point of view, it is very bright next to his little sad companion.
Oh
But
yeah,
you kind of stick with this color a little bit now because you just recently had the Neil, haven't you, from Skeleton Crew? Very similar,
yeah,
and I think you class that as a mega muglet.
yeah. So the mini muglets hold about 2 ounces. That's your standard toothpick holder, is what they call them, shot glass. But the Neil one, I want to say, holds about 6 ounces. It's huge in comparison. But those mega muglets, that's become a new thing of ours, where we did it with the Ewoks. We had an Ewok set that was pretty popular that debuted at Comic-Con last year. And what else are we doing that for? We got a couple more in the works that we're working on for that larger format.
Nice. But this is great. And what's quite handy for me is this holds a little bit more than your average cup. So this is a 28 ouncer. And I'm not saying I'm greedy or anything, but yeah, it's a great one, Dan.
Question is, what's in that? Is my question. What do we got in that?
Well,
just water? Is it something?
No, I've got some juice.
Tiki?
Let's say I've got some juice. Yeah. It is a school night after all. So yeah, just some juice.
I know. I started early, but anything for an excuse.
I'm going to stick with you, Jez. I'm going to stick with you. It's the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. Well, this is, I would class this as the OG. This, This is beautiful. I'm just bringing this close to the camera now. It's as soon as I saw this, I missed the opportunity to get it. Brandon, you'll have to remind me, what celebration did this come, or where did this first come out?
Oh boy. I think it was 2019 Chicago. Yeah. And I think we did it as a pre-order, if I recall.
That's right. So, yeah. I think
maybe. I'd have to. Maybe you guys probably know more than me, but I know that one. When we launched it, I think we launched it at like midnight. It was like, it went through the roof. We broke the internet on that thing, and then it's so complicated to make. It's very, very difficult to make. And it used to be a lot bigger, and it used to have a cone in the middle with, like, you could pour an extra shot of rum and light it on fire, and that got too complicated. So we made it a little smaller, which is what you've got there. It's still, I still think it holds close to 100 ounces or something like that.
So this one is, I really hate being like, no, actually it holds precisely this. But having done some research on this and because I'm a bit of a aficionado over this, 45 ounces.
Oh, 45.
So this is 45. It might appear much bigger, because I'm actually really, really big. That's not true. But no, it's gorgeous. I love just the detailing on it all the way around, but the cockpit, the radar dish, and the engines on the back. But let's not forget, Han and Chewie, the muglets. Yeah. So these are the great ones. And as I said, you can just see Chewie's arms, 90 degrees there, which comes with this one as opposed to straight arm as you would get on the Chicken Walker. But it's it's one of those, to me, it's because it's so iconic, it's a showpiece one. It's just everyone will recognize that, and I love it.
It was when we came out with that, because everything previous was just kind of, still, even 10 years ago, nobody was really making, like, most licensed mugs have a label on them, or it's a coffee mug, or sure, there's like Vader's head that you could drink out of. Yeah. But even this was kind of out of the norm, very stylized. But when we did that Millennium Falcon, people just lost they're like, whoa, what, what is this? And the image that we put together with it was flying in space, and we had it filled up, and the blue liquid, and I remember that being a very exciting release. We drew a lot of buzz on that one.
Awesome.
The only thing I wish I could do is I wish the interior color I could do something different, but it's too hard to.
All right.
with the shape, I wasn't able to do a contrasting color on the interior. It would have been too hard to do. So that's my only, as when I look at it, I'm like, I wish I could have done a nice, black or a hint of red or something like that. But it is what it
Like the
is.
George Lucas, aren't you, of Tiki? Because George is always like, "Oh, I wish I could do that with the movie. Wish I could do that." So
I'm sure there'll be a special edition Falcon at some point in the future.
Maybe. George is a fan. He is a fan of the Tikis, which I just found out recently. So I was very, very excited to hear that. So,
well, I actually asked you that on the last episode, and we didn't. You said about obviously John Favreau you're having, but George is into them as well, is he?
Yeah, well, I just went. I'm wearing my Skywalker Ranch shirt, so I went up to the new. I told you guys I went up to the new Skywalker Ranch store, which is in where the Skywalker Lucasfilm production team is, or the consumer product side. And then I went out to the ranch for the first time and got the full tour of the ranch and the house that George built. And man, it was a hell of an afternoon. So, but I did ask, I said, cause they have a very little, a little gift shop inside the ranch and they carry our products there. And, they'll bring in people that are at the wine tastings or special, they'll rent the Lucasfilm or Skywalker Ranch out for venues and everybody makes their way to that store where you can only get certain items at that store. So it's cool to be a part of it.
Oh, awesome.
Something else you've got in common with Craig because he managed to get out there.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. And he did go to the ranch as well, right?
Yeah, if we got on our, we did a kind of a tribute show to Craig, and Mark Daniels came on because he was out there with him and tells a beautiful story about Craig on the steps of that.
I remember seeing some pictures for that. Yeah, and it was I couldn't take any pictures inside. You were able to take picture outside. I've got like one horrible picture of me, but inside, to see, an original lightsaber or to see the Indiana Jones, because I'm a huge Indiana Jones fan too, but to see like the props from Indiana Jones and the whip and that's like it's either screen used or it's one of the top props.
It's legit.
It's legit. It's pretty impressive, and I'm the guy that's in there looking at the fertility idol and saying like, oh well, I was told that the eyes were real and why is this one? And they're like, well, it might not be the actual one, but it's up there. So I was like, okay. Beautiful place though. I was just blown away. And the new Skywalker Ranch store that's in the Presidio where the Yoda statue is, I didn't find out. I guess there's like 3 of those Yoda statues. One in George's hometown, one at the ranch, and one at the Presidio where the new store is. But it gives people an opportunity that can never go to the ranch, and which was a bucket list thing for me up until earlier this year. But it gives people a chance to buy exclusive merchandise, buy the wines, and we're going to be partnering with them to get a lot more exclusive stuff that you can only get on our website. We're also going to give to Skywalker Ranch store. So so anybody that's going to San Francisco, you might be able to get a sold out, C-3PO glass that we did at Comic-Con last year. That might be a future home for it. It's just kind of a way to pepper in some of these special editions at an actual storefront.
Do you want to know what our number 1 is then, Brandon?
I do want to know what number 1 is. So
what do you think it is? You got any,
I mean, you hinted at the AT-AT. Maybe that's the number 1. Or it's did we already say Princess Leia? That's got to be number 1.
Yeah, that is number 1. It is.
Yeah,
it is Leia. And we've talked about it already, but what a beautiful object. It is fantastic.
It's gorgeous.
If I'd have known that this was number 1, because originally Stuart was going to be doing the countdown, I would have talked to you a bit more about it at the start. But really interested to know kind of a bit more of what went into this and what the collaboration was like, and are we going to get to see any more of these?
Yeah, so that was a collaboration. He's since changed his name on Instagram and socials, but Paul Briggs was he was the artist that worked on that with me. And we wanted to do something special, and it was based on like a Hawaiian chalk bust is what they were called, chalkware item of a beautiful Hawaiian girl with a lei, and kind of the same format, but they were sold in the 50s and the 60s. And so it was that exact same style, only we applied it to Star Wars. And that was kind of his take on it. He wanted to recreate that kind of vintage Hawaii. And I think it turned out amazing. And then all those patterns in the hair is kind of, that's kind of his intricate details to tie it into the Polynesian tiki culture, like to get some of those, but it's very, very subdue, it's not in your face, but it's like, well, it's of the time. It's of a retro 60s. It just feels like kind of a vintage piece. And yeah, we love it. So now Paul works over at Netflix, but he's a huge juggernaut in terms of Disney and Netflix and studios and animation. And he directed, co-directed Raya and The Last Dragon, which was a famous Disney movie. And he's just a very stand-up guy, and he's a huge Tiki fan. So when I said, hey, can we do something together, he jumped at it. So it was awesome. And then in terms of new releases, we are doing a hologram version, which we're gonna drop on May the 4th, and that is an all blue variant, limited run. It's just all blue. I wanted to do something different. We only made so many of those that people kind of got, it's like, oh, I really wish I could have got one. And I don't want to re-release the same thing, but I want to do something that's a little bit different than that, but in a limited quantity. So yeah, that's going to come out May the 4th. We're going to drop that. And then other ones, he's done Queen Amidala, and he's done Ahsoka in that same style. And they look amazing, but I haven't been able to, they're not final yet. Like, we have the 3D sculpts, but certain things get lost in translation. And for one reason or another, the Leia really worked well with the positioning of her. So we're still fine tuning the other ones because there's just issues with undercuts and molds. And it's just design wise, if we can't pull off what his initial design was, I won't make it. But I'm hoping that we could. There's going to be a few tweaks. We have to change the jawline, little things like that. But I'm hoping that could be a series of 3 for Star Wars, where we could do Amidala and Ahsoka. So those will come out hopefully in fall of this year or next year.
How does that work then, Brandon, in terms of with the work you do with Paul then? So do you go back to him? Do you still talk to him and kind of exchange notes when you want to make those changes, or is it kind of left at you now just to get on with it?
Oh no, he's so he'll do the sketches, which are very kind of loose pencil sketches, and then we'll pass those sketches of his off to another Disney artist. His name's Ogi, but he takes Paul's sketches and turns it into 3D, so you could actually look at the STL file and turn it around. And then those files we send to my model shop, and then my model shop will have to change things so that it works with the molds. And so they might have to change the positioning of Osaka's head, and it might, or Queen Amidala might have had her hair a different way, but it might not work with the molds. So those are little back and forth. The factory will send me what they changed, and then I'll send it to Paul, and Paul will do an overline, sketch, an overlay in red or whatever, or a Photoshop file that shows the changes he wants to make. And then it goes back to the model shop. So these two have gone back and forth for probably 2 years.
Wow.
And we've been focused on other things also. So it's kind of, it's been on the back burner, but it is something that we spent a lot of money on the designs and the development, and we want to get it right. So if I can't get it right this year, then I'll make it right next year. But I am excited to see more of those. And he's done a whole line. We did Disney Princess too, which I know with the Disney, I mean, the Star Wars fans are crazy, but the Disney fans are crazy too. So, I mean, we did Ariel and Belle. And so we've done a whole skew of them.
Yeah.
and they're beautiful, and they've all got, you know, some sort of like, whether they're wearing lace or flower in their hair or something, to kind of tie in, you know, with what we did with Leia.
Nice.
But
that's go on, Terrence, Brandon.
I think you guys did that's a solid lineup of Tikis right there. I can't argue with you.
Well, let's do the. We normally do the rundown. We normally have a quick run back for it. So number 10, the Death Star. Number 9, the Land Speeder. Number 8, the Dewback. Number 7, the ATST. Number 6, the Power Droid. 5, Stack Stormtroopers. 4, TIE Fighter. 3, Max Rebo. 2, the Millennium Falcon. And at number 1, Leia, the Tiki Tum. And I've got a couple that just missed out. So in at 11 was the Rancor. In at 12 was the Sarlacc Punch Bowl. 13 was the Emperor's Royal Guard, and at 14 was the Shore Trooper.
Yeah, that Shore Trooper one, interesting.
Jez, behave.
Hang on, right?
I'm more of a. I like all the troopers. Personally, I really like the Snow Trooper.
Yes,
and the TIE Fighter pilot. I love the TIE Fighter pilot. With the decals on his helmet. I love the Imperial Guard. I mean, there's so many that we've made that I probably would have put above the Shore Trooper, but I like the Shore Trooper. It's very interesting. And the Biker Scout is amazing too. I love the Biker Scout. I would probably I forgot about the Rancor. So me personally would put the Rancor up above the Dewback. I just love the way that it was in his hand. And we got the different version of Luke where he's holding the bone, and that thing was just a beast of a mug. And it was that was another one where I didn't know if I could pull it off. And when I saw it in person, I was like, oh shit, this thing's freaking off.
I think Martin
excuse my French, but one other thing, looking at my list, so I've got Princess, we share a lot of the same things. I've got the Mythosaur is one of my favorites.
Yes.
That we've done in recent years. Obviously, the Shag assortment was.
Yes, I had that one.
Was a deep. That one I was just really happy with how that collaboration turned out, which was really cool. I have everything else here. Honorable mention, I put DJ Rex, which I really liked. The look of that one just turned out amazing. The lip mug for that one. The one that was the hardest product I've ever made, I believe, was the 18-piece mini muglet Darth Vader case.
Yeah.
And that one, that's probably a top 10 item for me. It was, looking back at it, it was a nightmare. An absolute nightmare. But there might be 100 and maybe 50 of those or 100 of those. I don't know, in the wild. But we released that one for Star Wars Celebration Chicago 2019. Anybody that came to our booth, we gave them a gold C-3PO as kind of like, here's your takeaway for buying it today, and then we'll send you it when it's available. So a few months later, we sent the 18-piece set, which also came with a yellow C-3PO. So there was 2 versions. But that was a fun one. But it was just, there you go.
Hey, right. So can we? Because I reacted when you said the Mythosaur thing, because I voted Mythosaur as number 6, right? 6, because I think that's a great mug. It is. The finish is like this 2-tone, beautiful quality. The weight of it is a heavyweight stoneware ceramic material. Another one I was nervous. I mean, it's not the most practical to drink out of. You've got 2 giant horns and but it looks like a Viking mug. It looks like Star Wars and Viking mashed up. Mythosaur. Oh yeah, it's Dan, beautiful. I'm curious. Did anyone else vote for the Mythosaur mug?
I haven't got the breakdown. So I've only got the final result.
I was sure that would be in the top 10. Oh well, we did well there. I think that's a good list.
Yeah, and the fact that we share 8 out of 10 or close to it, we're in the same wheelhouse.
I was worried we were going to offend you, Brandon. That's great to hear.
You kidding me? You won't offend me. You won't offend me. I've got garbage pail kid tikis over here. I've got all sorts of.
I've got the Adam Bomb one. That's like one of my. That's the only non-Star Wars tiki that I own, but I love it.
We've done some fun stuff. Yeah.
Do you want to do a reveal? We got anything we want to share with our viewers? And
sure. Yeah. So we've got a new Mandalorian mug that's going to be dropping on May the 4th, and this has just got a really cool metallic finish to it. What do you guys think about the new movie coming out? Are you excited? Are you kind of lukewarm on it? What do you think?
I'm excited. Everyone's just like, there's some people out there who are just like, you're never satisfied, but I'm really looking forward to seeing Star Wars in the cinema again.
I've got 3 tickets booked already. So 9:30 in the morning with my son, after work with my wife, and then on the Saturday with Dan. So
awesome.
I've already got plans to go and see it 3 times.
So. I wish I would have known more. We didn't get a lot of insight as to what, who was going to be in it, what the reveals were. They're kind of very tight-lipped about that stuff. So we couldn't really execute as much as I would have. And then I got more and more excited when I saw the latest trailer and the teaser trailer. And then I've been watching all these behind-the-scenes YouTube videos with like Adam Savage, where like he's going behind the scenes with Jon Favreau, and they're showing all of the practical effects that they did on this movie to give kind of like an old school feel. Yeah. I believe Phil Tippett even did. There's scenes in the movie where it's stop motion, even certain parts of it. So I'm getting more and more excited the more I'm digging into it and the more I'm finding out about it, which is really cool. But yeah, so that's the Mandalorian mug is debuting May the 4th for pre-order. And then we're going to be back in theaters. There's a big theater chain out here called Regal Cinemas, and they're supporting 4 of our Mandalorian mugs at their theater chain. So you're going to be able to buy our mugs there. You might be able to get it with a cocktail, that sort of thing, which is exciting. Other stuff that I'm excited about is, so here's the original mug that we made back in 2016. We're doing a special anniversary edition, which is just mind-blowing. I mean, it is the quality of these are all kind of a matte finish. They've got the rounded heads, different detailing. I'll show you another example. So here's the original R2-D2, which was, pretty boring. I didn't know what the hell I was doing back then, huh, guys? But and here's the new one. This one is just outstanding. And nice. So these are going to drop later this year. We've got a full series of these. These will we have a 2.0 series that's going to launch, which aren't this. It's not the matte finish, but we have a new glossy version of the whole original 6. And then in July, hopefully Comic-Con, we're going to release the special editions, which also include like the C-3PO full size, which is awesome.
Very nice.
And then we've got the new Stormtrooper with the full helmet and all the details. So they turned out really good.
Oh, that's good.
And what we're going to do with these is the same gentleman that made the stacked Stormtrooper and the metal swizzle stick for Jabba the Hutt, the Salacious, we're doing a matching swizzle stick that's going to go with every mug. Wow. So I sent you a picture of a Yoda kind of concept.
Yes.
And it was Yoda standing on a Geeki Tiki's, it says Geeki Tiki Star Wars, and these are going to be limited edition swizzle sticks that come with each of the mugs. So it's probably going to be paired to where you get the swizzle and the mug as a bundle. And I think we're making like 500 of them, something like that, maybe a little less, since Disney gets a handful and we send them to other people. But so that's pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to those.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all in. So,
what do you guys think of this crazy thing?
Oh, don't. I really want that.
Yeah.
It's a little unconventional. We're calling it the Dark Side mug. We still wanted to do like the melted helmet, like the full-on melted helmet.
Yeah.
We haven't pulled that off yet. I'm actually shocked that we got approval on this one. They're letting us make a very limited number of these, but it is just, I think people are going to go crazy for it. I think
that is just,
it comes from that flashback, in Empire Strikes Back. And there's visions of Luke, and we try to do something where we could show, we're not going to put Luke's face in here, but we wanted to show kind of like the broken helmet with a skull in there. And so it's kind of our own thing, it's not necessarily, this isn't supposed to be Luke. It's not supposed to be, it was supposed to be kind of, it started with that scene, and then it's kind of a mesh between that and the melted helmet. And, we just wanted to see if Lucasfilm would approve it, but it's just a very unique kind of more artistic piece. And we just called it the dark side. That was it. So it's half skull, half helmet is what it is. Brilliant. We're doing the hilt mugs, which people have talked about those for 10 years. I was always nervous if we could pull it off. And I just sent them to my photographer. I wish I would have had it in hand to show you, but they're actually very tall. They feel comfortable in your hand. They hold about 14 ounces. I thought they would be too skinny, but those are going to be really cool mugs. So we're doing Darth Vader and Luke's their lightsaber hilts, which will be fun.
Nice. It's great that we're bringing out lightsaber ones, but from a toppling over point of view, I think you said that you were concerned that they might have been too skinny, but from a stability point of view, they're
great. Very sturdy. It's in our, we make two types of products. So we do kind of our everyday core item, which is a lighter ceramic.
Yep.
You could get more colors, more vibrant colors. And then we do, the higher end stoneware material, which is what Princess Leia is, the bust. Yep. It's just a heavier quality. Yep. So the lightsaber hilts are about this size. They're almost 10 inches. But yeah, they're more narrow, but they stand up well. They initially we had problems with them. They were a little wobbly, that sort of thing. So we had to cheat them, so we make them slightly wider than it's not a 1-to-1 replica by any means. My son is too young he hasn't seen the movies yet, but he sees what I'm working on all day. And I talk to him and he knows every Star Wars character. And when I showed him the lightsaber hilts, I said, "What is this, Grayson?" And Grace, he looked at me and he said, "Lightsaber." And he knew. The fact that a 4-year-old knew what this was I did my job. I think I did my job.
Seal of approval.
Now I show it to you guys, you might be like, "Oh, it's missing this part, but
it's great. We talked some new product. I mean, it's been 10 years now since you guys started. I wanted to take a little trip down memory lane and look back over those 10 years and get some of your thoughts on how things have changed over the years. I mean, primarily, really, from how you started out, 10 years ago, how has that design process changed?
Well, I could say, I mean, the hardest thing was just getting the green light to make, to put these two genres together. So once we kind of established that, and I know this was on your previous kind of deep dive that Craig had done, but once we established that, it was pretty quickly embraced, and we just hit the ground running. I will say, at the end of the day, I just make what I want to make. Hasn't changed. It's like I'm making these things for myself, for my bar, for my office. And if people want to buy them, that's the icing on the cake. So design wise, none of that's really, it's like, I'm always pushing the envelope. I'm always trying to make things better. I'm always coming from a toy background. I'm an action figure designer. Like I've done it all. So I don't want my mugs to just, I'm always inventing. So to go from like this to this, I mean, this is just a high-end piece of art is the way I look at it. So that really hasn't changed. I mean, people at Lucasfilm have come and gone over the years, and we've, reshared our stories with multiple people on the consumer product side, but we've had the support of Disney all these years. as you mentioned, Jon Favreau was behind it to get people to be in the Skywalker Ranch store. So to get all these people excited about something after all these years is great. And StarWars.com has done I don't know, 3 or 4 really nice kind of deep dives into the brand, and that's been very nice. I think they're going to do some marketing efforts and pushes for their big May the 4th reveals. I hope. We'll see. But yeah, design process really hasn't changed. It's me and the same team for the most part. We work with other collaborators like Paul Briggs and Eric Tan, Shag. We work with other artists that I'm a fan of. So we're working with Eric Tan on a couple new Star Wars mugs now, which might be released for the big 50th anniversary next year. Okay. I want to do a set of, did I send you the droids, the droids pack that we're working on? Maybe not.
I didn't see the droids ones. I can't remember seeing those.
So I'd like, I would like to do something, well, obviously the big Kenner Darth Vader helmet, was a huge hit for us. I'd like to do something in that vein with C-3PO. It was kind of like their second rendition of that, but it's all just droids. So we're working on that. I believe it's 7 or 8 droids are going to come in a collector case. And that might be a 50th anniversary 2027 release at potentially Star Wars Celebration. So we're working on that and doing some more skull mugs. So we are doing like a General Grievous, which I think the younger fans are going to love. I've always liked that. Yeah. The character looks great. And what else? Boy. Yeah. So yeah, the process is still the same. At the end of the day, I just want to have fun,
Yeah.
The design process is the fun part. Everything else is, I don't like the royalty reports and the shipping and the logistics and the tariffs. Everything else is not fun. But when I come up with the idea of, I want to make this, or we are doing a whole new series of glassware. We're doing a Series 3 glassware, Mai Tai glasses for this year. We're doing a special 10th anniversary zombie glass, Mai Tai glass, new Aloha shirt. So I'm going to have to update your guys' wardrobe over there. Get you some Geeki Tiki shirts. No offense. Your shirts look great. It's better than what I'm wearing, but we need a little flavor over there.
Right.
So, in terms of what you have put out in over that 10 years, what have been the unexpected hits? What's the one mug you thought, I just don't know if it's going to work, and it's done, it's gone gangbusters?
Oh boy, the most obviously the biggest success that we have had out of anything was when that Grogu mug came out. When that came out, and we had no idea, just like anybody else, like even from when you pay Disney a bunch of money to have a license and you don't even know that there's going to be this, baby Yoda in the show, that's how under wraps it was. So when I was having my coffee, when that was revealed, I believe I had a concept into Lucasfilm for approval that afternoon. That's how fast we worked. And we sold more of those mugs we'll make mugs. Some of them are 500 pieces. Some we've done hundreds of thousands of units. He was one of those that we sold more iterations, and we did like maybe 7 or 8 versions, maybe more. We even did one for Los Angeles hockey, which was one of the coolest collaborations I've ever done, but it was for the LA Kings, and they had a Star Wars night, and it's Grogu holding a hockey puck. But those are the types of opportunities that we've had with. So that would be our number one kind of the biggest hit that we've had. As a kind of a runaway, like the Shag mugs did exceptionally well for us. It was a limited run. That was during COVID. It was a horrible time because we wanted to do it at San Diego Comic-Con. We had plans to do a big booth at Shag with Shag and Star Wars and all of us. And it all had to go online. but I remember those selling out. At least the Vader and the Boba Fett, I think they sold out in a couple hours. And the Millennium Falcon was another one that was a big hit for us, and we just kept bringing it back when we could, because it was so hard to make. So we would do, if we could make 300 of them, sometimes you'll make like 500 of them, and like 100 of them are defective. You got to throw them in the trash, for this reason, or they're bent or whatever it is. So that's why it's one of those things where it's like whenever we could get them made, we would make them, and that's where it became really special. If someone missed out on it, it's like, oh, we're gonna drop another 200 of them, on May the 4th next year. But so that one comes to mind when I think about that. But yeah, the fact that we've been selling kind of the core line since 2016, and we still sell these. We're just retiring them after this year with the new iteration, the 2.0 version. But it's cool. It's just a whole new, and people nowadays that are collecting them. When we started, and there's still the amount of tiki bars in the United States since when we've started has just exponential. It's just huge now. I mean, there was 2 or 3 bars in Los Angeles when I started this. 2 bars. There was Tiki Tea and Tonga Hut. Now I think there's 7 or 8 tiki bars in and around Los Angeles alone. And then there's another 5 in Anaheim and San Diego, and they're all over they're popping up everywhere. So it's never been popular. The tiki thing, the resurgence of tiki has never been more popular than it is right now. Bars are opening up all the time, and we're doing promotions, and there's a number of bars that are going to be, we'll send a bar, we'll send a bunch of mugs to the bar, across the US, just kind of our favorite bars. And it's like, we just send them the mugs free of charge. It's like, just have fun, get people in for May the 4th, do a specialty cocktail. And, first come, first serve, they might get a Mythosaur mug or something like that. So those are the things that we do every May the 4th, so those are fun events that we do. We have a local event here that we do in Nashville, that we're going to be doing for May the 4th. So it's just fun. I have a lot of fun doing this kind of stuff. So that hasn't changed.
That sounds great. I think on the last show, we were talking about your own tiki bar. I think you had a pop-up one pre-2020 and then it shut down, and you were talking about bringing something back permanent. Is that moved on at all or not?
Well, this is the office tiki bar here. So it's like, this is our own little escape into paradise. I don't know if you see that Chewbacca behind me, but yeah, a lot of this stuff, a lot of these props came out of our Hollywood store. And I don't know, you guys know Tom Spina, Regal Robot, I would imagine.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So Tom, his team did all these big Boba Fett, the Chewbacca, 10-foot Chewbacca back here. They made all that stuff for the store. And yeah, the store was great. It lasted about a year. We used to do events there. We had a very strong Mai Tai, but it was a fun thing. And then when the store closed, we took all the stuff. But yeah, I mean, we'd love to reconsider. We'd love to do something like that eventually. It would be a partnership with somebody, if we were to do kind of our own. I've always wanted to have my own tiki bar, so I would love to do. And this is kind of the proof of concept, but maybe it's a speakeasy, Geeki Tiki's lounge inside of another bar or restaurant or whatever it might be. So people are very creative. There's, we know the crew that did Scum and Villainy, which was not too far from our Hollywood store, but they've been open for 10 plus years. They're opening up a new, Star Wars themed store, restaurant, where you could go in and play games and talk nerd culture and movies and Lord of the Rings or whatever it might be. That type of
the Scum and Villainy. That's the Star Wars themed cantina bar, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that one was in Hollywood. They're opening one in Burbank now, but it's only getting more popular. So yeah, we're going to continue with Star Wars. We just added Starfighter to our contract, so we're excited. Star Wars Starfighter. When I was in San Francisco last month, I got to see some visuals of that. First first time I've seen anything, and it looked really cool.
Nice.
So yeah, what I'm excited. I've already got 5 or 6 mugs that I want to design for that. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to. I'm very excited about that. So
Awesome.
that's the next thing we're working on, and then just more merchandise for the 50th anniversary. So I think it's another, like our 10-year anniversary. It's an opportunity for us to kind of bring back our favorites with a new twist, or as a very limited amount. But I also think that there's that same opportunity for the 50th anniversary where, maybe we'll do a new rendition of something that we could promote during that time,
Or maybe you'll go with one of our pictures we're about to give you.
Yeah. So refresh my memory on what you pitched last time and what happened, and if we made it or not.
Okay. Well, so the last time, I think we had the stand-up arcades, which is a favorite. Yeah, I think Dan, you might have had that in your top 10 the other night. Possibly, yeah. I'm not sure, but
yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah, we had the stand-up arcade, and one of my pictures was, what about the sit-down? What about the sit-down sort of coin-up arcade? You know, lots of space there. I think it might have fallen quite flat, that one, maybe. So
I think we looked at it. I don't think it had as maybe the silhouette wasn't as good as that one. And I remember Craig specifically talking about the arcade cabinet because we stole the packaging from the bubble. Right. It was a bubble
bubble bar. It was the
That's it. Yeah.
So it had those elements from it, which were a lot of fun. So I think for this coming year, we want to do more throwbacks with the packaging if we can, that kind of pay homage to the Kenner stuff and some of the older toys. But so what else you got? Dan,
you all right? Well, 2-1B was one for me.
Okay.
2-1B. So I reckon it sounds like you're churning. You're pretty much locked in now on the 50th for Star Wars. Empire Strikes Back's next.
I'm pretty sure that 2-1B is part of that droid assortment that we're working on. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
And obviously we've already spoken about Craig's suggestion, which was a Leia, and you had been hinting that. So yeah, not too bad. We're from a collaborative point of view, but we've been getting our creative juices flowing, and we got a few new ideas, haven't we, Dan?
We have, yeah. Well, one's not a new idea. I did ask you last time, actually, as well as 2-1B. I said you've got to do a Star Destroyer. We need a Star Destroyer.
we haven't done an X-wing yet either. We're still trying to pull off the X-wing. So yeah. I do agree. Those are the 2 iconic ships that we've yet to pull off. And if we can pull off a TIE fighter, I think we can do it. We just have to get creative.
Yeah, that would be. I love Star Destroyer, so that would be my. I would definitely be all in on a punch bowl Star Destroyer.
All right.
But
we'll get it going.
In terms of new stuff, I mean, I've seen some of them. I'm going to ruin one of your reveals, but I'm going to talk about bounty hunters, and I'd love to see and this Jez ain't going to like this, but I need a Dengar. He don't like Dengar.
There is a bounty hunter buffet on its way, which is
we went with the original 6.
Yes.
That's with the Empire Strikes Back original 6. Is what we that's the direction we wanted to go with this particular set. So obviously we're bringing back Boba Fett, but there's some other characters in there that have yet to be Tiki-fied. So we're excited to release that. We're looking at a Comic-Con release for that.
Right. So
if Kimberly's out, I'll have her sneak one of those into her bag.
You've got Boba Fett. You've got Zuckuss. IG-88. You've got Dengar, which looks brilliant because he's holding a weapon system, and you can see the weapon system in his hand. You've got Bosk, and who doesn't love Bosk, and Forlom again. You can see him with his with weapon system. And are they mega muglets size? Or?
There are standard muglets. They might be a little bit bigger. They're roughly like this.
Yeah. But they color wise, they all really go.
They're fun, and the only ones we have done Boba Fett previously. We've done Bosk, but Bosk is in a new glaze color. Bosk is one of those. is he yellow? Is he green? Sometimes he, some figures he's done in different variants. So we went with the greenish. Yeah. So the original boss that we did was the mini mug that was that same yellow color. This one's more of the green color, which honestly I believe is closer to the original reference than just the yellow. But we didn't get a PMS color from Lucas, so I'm not sure if we're. But I think we're closer to the original with this coming version.
Yeah, no, they're good. So, what about more of your suggestions, Dan, or do you want me to go with one?
I'll let you go. You've got some good ones.
Yeah, I was looking at this, and so we're huge fans of Andor, and I was wondering whether or not there'd be any sort of Andor stuff, or whether or not that from the Tiki vibe would be a bit too niche. But if you'd seen the Narkina 5 prison, I was like, wow, that could be a huge punch bowl with 5 people going into it. You could the only limit is our imagination, team. So that
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, Andor's one that we haven't executed any product for. We haven't even really explored it. I mean, we were going to touch on the droid, but when we saw the stuff a couple years ago at, I think it was 2 years ago at Comic-Con, I was like, oh, maybe we should do that. Maybe we should do this, but we haven't yet. But I know that the show's just been so popular amongst fans. It's like the last, everyone's just really enjoyed that series. So I think that, there might be an opportunity for us to do something in that realm very soon, hopefully.
Awesome. Here's one for you. Here's a pitch. Tiki Tarkin. All right. So if you imagine Grand Moff Tarkin, he's got such sort of high cheekbones and just the hoity-toity look of him, I think is an Imperial officer, but with Tarkin's face. The old classic Peter Cushing. You can have a real deep cut and have him wearing slippers, which he did on set. But I think a Tiki Tarkin would be just something.
I did not know about the slippers. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's actually, I think there's footage of him wearing slippers.
Yeah.
Standing next to Darth Vader and Carrie Fisher.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that would be an interesting one. We haven't done a lot of human characters that have really translated that I've that was one that when we first started, Lucas wanted us to stay away from. Even Marvel, when we did Marvel, they wanted everything to be just masked characters, helmet characters. And I remember it was a bit of a push for us to get the rights to do like Lando and Luke and Leia, and all of those was a bit challenging. Like even the Emperor Palpatine, that's one of my favorite mugs. I love the Emperor Palpatine mug.
Yes.
But that was one I wasn't sure how it would translate, and I just love the details of that guy. So you never know what's gonna work, but we'll try it all. So
I've got about 4 or 5, but Dan, do you want me to knock it back to you?
I've only got one more.
All right,
but it's this one is a no-brainer, and if this one's not released by 2030, I'll be shocked. You've done shore troopers, you've done snow troopers, you've done TIE fighter pilots, every other trooper. Where's the AT-AT driver? Full-size AT-AT driver mug. We need that.
Yeah. I'm taking notes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, we have not done that. So yeah, interesting. I'm trying to visualize. I mean, we teased Porkins the other day. So
is that or was that a joke?
It was. So there's an actor named by the name of Bobby Moynihan. Do you know who he is? He was Saturday. No. He's a huge Star Wars fan. He was in Mandalorian, I believe, as a character. He's got a new show out with Tracy Morgan in the U.S. with Tracy Morgan and Daniel Radcliffe. But he's a huge Star Wars fan, and he's a fan of the Geeki Tikis. And we were talking over socials one time, and I said, is there anything? He said, love what you do. And I said, yeah, I love what you do. And I said, is there any mug that we haven't made that you would like to see? And he, within 2 seconds, said Porkins. And so when we announced it, I said, oh, this one's for you, Bobby. And everyone, I mean, the response was pretty good. So maybe we'll have to make a Porkins mug. I don't know. I mean, it was a joke, but I don't know. We've done crazier things.
Yeah, that was one of my questions because I was like, I got a second, what's going on here? But no, that looked great. There was a lot of people saying bring it.
Yeah, yeah. We might not sell it. We might sell 20 of them, but who knows?
Right. I'd seen all parrots and various different things, and then that just made me think I can see a porg. I can definitely see a porg tiki.
Yep,
Um,
yep.
and I'm sure, there'll be some people after that. X-Wing we've spoken about. Um, Brutus or Wolfman from
Oh yeah, Wolfman's a
about the
good
original
one.
Cantina, and then I saw something on your socials saying, "Oh, we're going to have another skeleton crew come in to be with Neil," and I don't
Yes.
think I've seen
Did you?
anything since then.
We
So,
sent. We should have sent you an image. Yeah, but we did SM 33.
ooh,
Yeah,
Yeah, that
it's a
one's in there.
really cool mug.
It is in there. That's the droid that we've got the image for.
It's a
I
giant. It's got a metallic finish, which is like our kind of our iron giant and Hanan carbonite.
oh,
Beautiful mug. It's a beautiful mug. So that's
very
gonna
good,
come out on May the 4th.
very nice. Yeah, I've just
You
seen that
found
come
it.
through.
Yeah.
So
That's all we did for those are the only two mugs we did for Skeleton Crew. I love Skeleton Crew. That was like that was a as a kid of the 80s, really. It was Star Wars meets Goonies meets I just love that series. So I had fun at least. I said I got to do something for this
yeah,
series. So
yeah,
hopefully it's well received.
awesome. And then just a couple more. Mouse Droid. I can see that being a huge
Yeah.
one. So
That's a good one.
that might come
Yeah,
one
it's
day.
basically yeah, that would be a good one. I think we explored a mouse droid at some point. I think we did a mouse droid for the new droid series, but maybe it didn't translate as well. I don't know. But I know we've sketched it out. So maybe
Right.
we'll bring that. Maybe that could be an exclusive
Nice.
something.
And my last two then. So people uh there were people who were fans of the Acolyte,
Yep.
and one of the characters who they liked in particular was the Stranger with that really, really iconic, cool looking, quite scary helmet. So I
Yep.
think if you were gonna say, yeah, we want a bit of Skeleton Crew, we want a bit of Ahsoka, we want, if you were to tick most of the boxes of Disney Plus things, I think the Stranger could be a really, really good one for the Acolyte.
I gotta watch that. I still gotta watch that. So I never.
Don't get Dan started.
I'll blame the young children, but I never got a chance to dive into that one yet. So,
Yeah, okay. That's
but
all.
yeah, I agree. There were some cool characters. So yeah, it's just our focus. We've learned over the years. Kind of the takeaway is the focus is always going to be the core. It's the core, classic, original trilogy, and then even until a couple years ago, we did nothing for Phantom Menace, and we did another Jar Jar release, whatever it was, a couple years ago. But for the 25th anniversary, I believe it was. But there's a whole market there that we haven't really tapped into. We did Watto, and
Darth Maul, Jar Jar.
yeah, Darth Maul did really well for us. So I'd like to, and we are doing Grievous. So there are certain characters that we'd like to dive into with the newer movies, but our focus has really kind of been, what we've learned is kind of the what the fans want. But there's a whole group of fans that want the other stuff that we haven't even tapped into yet. So
yeah. And this one's a little bit out there. So the Imperial shuttle, the Imperial shuttle with the wings which come down. If you had it so it was set up with its sort of dorsal and then the two wings, you could have 3 different flavors of drink. Imagine that, right? You could have your different cocktails.
We did because Favreau brought that back in Mandalorian season 2 or something, right? Where it was so that's one that was on our, I believe we did there needs to be another, I'd love to do a book sometime, the Art of Geeki Tikis, because there's concepts that we've sketched out, like rough concepts, like exactly what you're talking about, that just never, it either like we got busy with something else, or maybe it wasn't approved, or maybe it was too hard to make. But we've explored a lot of those ideas. It's just we haven't executed against them yet. So
nice. Well, that's me done, Dan.
I think you guys, I think you could be hired full time.
Nice. Just on we mentioned the Acolyte, we mentioned Andor, and you talked about how quickly you got the Grogu out right at the start. What is it purely your choice? And I mean, do they have to kind of pitch to you the new stuff coming out, and you go, yeah, that's gonna, Mandalorian Grogu, that's gonna be a massive movie, so we're gonna do a new Mandalorian. Is it solely your discretion in terms of what you produce?
Yeah, it's all me. At the end of the day, I decide what gets made.
Nice.
I mean, there's new style guides that come out. Disney will say, "Oh, here's a link to a new style guide," but none of our stuff utilizes style guides. It's we just do what we want to do, and we're fortunate that that they signed off on this crazy concept 10 years ago, and they just kind of let us. There's very few challenges. There's very few back and forth in terms of. Do it this way, do it that way. They just they know we have our niche. They know we have our stylization, and they've been kind enough to just let us do our thing. We've had a couple little pushback here and there, maybe with the character not translating or fix this or fix that. But for the most part, it's what we're excited about making and doing. And when it comes to like The Mandalorian, we didn't know too much about the new movie or who was going to be this, the sidekicks or the villains, or there's a lot of things that they don't share with anybody. Maybe obviously like Hasbro, or one of their bigger toy partners is more privy to that kind of information, but we're a much smaller company and they're pretty buttoned up with what they're sharing. So
I question some of that though. I think you got Grogu out before anyone else pretty much did.
We did get it out quick.
Yeah, because a lot of the time, even Hasbro, they might have one or two core characters, but sometimes they never get to any of the ones that they were on the shelves that day. People would break them up. It does feel like they're missing an opportunity sometimes with some of this stuff because everyone's moved on to the new thing sometimes.
And the challenge is it's like even with Grogu, we were able to pre-order it, but if something takes off and it does well, as a smaller company, we're not taking a big risk in making a huge amount of these things. We're making, a smaller run. And then if it takes off, great. But by the time it takes to do a reorder and to manufacture them, and you're looking at another 90 to 120 days to land it here. And you don't want to miss the momentum. So it's always a gamble. It's like, well, it's on fire. Like we just did He-Man. The new He-Man movie's coming out in June. So we did He-Man, Skeletor, Castle Grayskull. We held off on some of the other characters because I personally don't know who's going to be. Is it Man of Arms? Like who are the big characters going to be? And so on one end, we could be missing an opportunity, but on another end, it's like we might have dodged a bullet because, like I think about the Red Trooper,
yes,
the Sith Trooper,
yes,
or I also think about Captain Phasma. Captain Phasma is one that we have designs for and we never executed. And in hindsight, maybe at the time, I just think it would have just fell flat. Maybe now we could sell a handful of them, but there's certain characters that are just amped up. Like Captain Phasma, everybody thought was going to be this main character in the movie, and it was just a blip, So I'm glad I didn't do that one, but
yeah.
Very good. So I think we're coming towards the end now, Brandon. But before we wrap it up, have you got any more reveals for us? Is there anything else you want to share with our viewers and listeners?
So we have our new coconut mugs that we're doing.
Yes.
Here's one right here. And these really, this is a very unique form factor. But the idea for these came from in Hawaii, they have little monkey coconuts, which are, they look like they're carved out of coconuts. There's little monkey characters. And that's exactly what this is. So
they're great.
I had this idea. I pitched it to ex-Disney artist Eric Tan, who we did some other stuff with, and he ran with it. So we've got Boba Fett was released at San Diego Comic-Con as a pre-order, and now we've got Darth Vader, Stormtrooper, R2-D2, Chewbacca, So there's 5, and those are going to be released on May the 4th.
Nice.
But those are fun. Just very
Have
unique.
Have they got I can't quite see what's on the top. So
yeah, the top's got a lid with a straw hole, and that's the mug. So, but it's very unique.
Yeah.
We like to try to make something for everybody over here.
No, they're really cool. They're really cool. I think when I looked at those, it's the R2D2 one I really like. That looks superb.
Yeah, that one's fun.
And are you doing a re-release of some of the Eric Tan stuff on the Vader head? You sent us for an image of that in black.
Yeah, we're doing. I like to call it the salt and pepper edition. So we're doing a stormtrooper in white and then Vader in black, and they've got a couple little accents to them, but that's it. We're only making 150 of them.
Ooh.
Very limited. But that's another thing. It's like, well, I'd love to see how, we've done the work, we've done the molds. What's it look like in more of a traditional? I say traditional. They're very stylized, but in the colors, the traditional colors. Yeah. So I'm excited for those. Those are. I think we're going to launch those May the 4th as well. And then the hilt mugs again later this year. Anything else that I'm missing that I sent you guys?
There was an AT-AT. You've sent us through an image of an AT-AT. Are you releasing that?
Yeah, so the AT-AT that we released back in, when was that?
Yeah, it was a celebration, I think.
It was Celebration. It was an exclusive to the Star Wars Celebration store.
Wasn't it the Empire for the Empire 40th? So it would have been like
it was
20,
yeah, it was for the 40th.
Yeah.
So what we're doing there is it's just a refresh. So we got rid of the logo. There's no logo. It doesn't say the Empire Strikes Back. And on the 40th rendition, there was a 40 stamped into the back foot. It doesn't have the 40. It doesn't have the Empire logo. It's the AT-AT, but it's without the branding. So we're releasing that. I think we're only running maybe 300 pieces of it, 250 pieces, something like that. But there's a lot of people that didn't get that mug, so this is their chance to get this new mug, which is basically the same mug, but we don't want to sell, since that was a Star Wars Celebration exclusive, we have to go our own take with it. But since it's our 10-year anniversary, we can also bring back kind of the greatest hits with, Are you going
to do anything different with that one in terms of the paint on it, or is it just going to be the same without the date stamps?
We're looking at the same paint. There might be like we have explored maybe like a little brushing of snow detailing, so that could be a possibility, like a little bit of white dusting on it, if you will, but we'll see. But it's going to be similar. Yeah, white and gray.
Nice.
And we saw a picture of some Cantina aliens, I think, coming out as well. Is that right?
More mini muglets.
I love the Cantina stuff. Yeah, this is our 3rd series of the Cantina muglets. So we'll have 12 different mini muglets of the Cantina characters by the time we've done Cabe, we've done half the names I can't even pronounce. We hit all the main ones, but there were still some that I thought would translate really well. So those are going to come out for hopefully San Diego Comic-Con. We'll release those.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe one day that could be we could because series 1 and 2 I think released at the same time, but it was different. We did series 1, I think Toink did series 2, series 3 is going to be us, but maybe there's a larger kind of Cantina set where you could get all 12 of them together or something like that later on down the line.
The last one which I saw, and again we'd seen the photograph, but I'd also seen it on your Instagram, when I think the post was, we're getting the band back together.
Yes.
And I was saying to the lads that this looks great. Have you got these? Have you?
Oh, they're right here. Yeah. These are the new ones.
That's it. It's just so have you got size noodles with that as well? And Max, is that right?
Those were in the original. Yeah. So those are going to be
bringing them all in.
Yeah. So basically. Yeah, we took the re-release from George Lucas and the original, put them together, and this is that series. That was another one that came out, I think, during 2019 or 2020, 2021 maybe. But that was another one that just sold like hotcakes.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to offer the same set, but we wanted to add 2 more characters and bring it back. So I think the band's even better now. So
Can we remember what their names are? Because I'm terrible. It's not the Yosem, is it? Yes.
Oh, yeah, Yosem. Yes.
Yosem.
yeah. Yep.
And,
And Rapatuni or I forget this little guy. I don't know. Edit this part out.
now, is that person? You got some red detailing coming on that one, I think. Is that right? In the finished one, the one which I've seen online.
Which one are you talking about?
Oh no, the inside of the greeny one you just showed me.
Oh yeah, it's got probably a brown or red. They all have a
that's it. Yeah.
But
no,
yeah, this guy's playing kind of like the harmonica, whatever that's called. Joe Yauza. That's the full name, right? Joe Yauza, something like that.
Do you know what? All of your people on Instagram were commenting with exclamation marks and losing their minds. So yeah, when they're next to the original 3, the colors all complement them really, really well.
They do, yeah. And so there's 6 now because technically the organ, I forget the name of it. That
Max Rebo's organ, yeah.
Max Rebo's. There's an actual name for it, but that's actually a mini muglet also. So
right. Awesome.
Yeah, so there's 6 total muglets.
Very good.
And we're targeting San Diego Comic-Con as well. And some of the stuff's going to be sold directly at the con. Some will be online and the con. Some will be first to market at the con and then online. We're not quite sure what we're doing. We kind of fly by the cuff over here. We don't know what the hell's going on. So we make it. We try to get it here as soon as we can get it here, and once it's here, we sell it. So
another image I've got is it Babu Frick, the little dude.
Yeah, and Babu Frick isn't in. Spoiler alert! It's not him that's actually in.
It's the species.
Yeah, but it's the species, and I believe I believe they're going to be pretty prevalent. I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen them in the trailer. They're in the trailers, so.
Yeah, so that's a mega muglet. That's in line with kind of the larger size that we've done with Neil and the Ewoks. So yeah, Martin Scorsese plays right? That might be a different.
Yeah, that's the guy in the.
That's the guy in the food truck.
Yeah, yeah. So is that just coming as a single, or are you going to have like multiple of those, or? Because there's a little gang of them, isn't there, in the trailers? So
I know we thought about that's another thing is like I didn't get those visuals. Had I seen those visuals, we probably would have done a set of them.
Yeah,
could have gone in that speeder. It's like these are the things like I'm like and even Jeb. It's like there's just certain things that I wish I would have seen in the trailer first, so that I could have executed against them. Because all we've got is the really. This mug and then the Babu Frick and Zillion. I believe I'm pronouncing that somewhere. Those 2 mugs are really the new releases.
And you got the Razor Crest still because that's available online. And
yeah, Razor Crest is still out, and IG-11's floating around still. We got a handful of the Yodas or Force Pose baby Grogu out there still. Mythosaur is still available. And then I'm curious what else is going to be in here. If it's going to be what other Disney Plus, we don't know. I mean,
yeah.
Is Ahsoka going to make an appearance? Is Bo-Katan going to make an appearance? I mean, all of that world is in the same timeline as far as, I know. So we don't know what's going to.
I'm putting my money on the Millennium Falcon, and you're going to have to make more of those punch bowls.
Yeah. I'd like to do it. We should be doing. Gosh, what can we do on that one? Maybe we could do a matte version of that, like the stacked Stormtrooper that you have.
Yeah.
Maybe like a matte finish version for. Why didn't I talk to you guys sooner? We still got time. We'll release that for Christmas. Yeah.
That Razor Crest is bound to sell out though. With the fact that I think the Razor Crest came out. It was not long before season 3 of Mandalorian, and then with the film coming back and the fact that the Razor Crest is in the film, people are going to lose their mind with that.
Well, it was it season 2 that it was
lost it in 2? Yeah. Yeah, so in some respects, people might have been saying, "Oh, Razor Crest was, yesterday's news," whereas now it's today's news. It's May the 22nd's news, because
If
it's
you guys haven't seen the YouTube videos of Adam Savage and Adam Savage, right? Yeah, but he's touring the whole backlot with John
Yeah.
Favreau, and they go inside. Have you seen it with the cockpit
It's
and all
been
that?
in the warehouse, yeah, and there's just props everywhere.
Yeah, and they're going inside the actual cockpit of the Razor Crest, and he's talking about how it works together with the wings, and I mean, it was really interesting. So
Yeah.
that was a fun one to make too. I had a lot of fun making that Razor Crest. I really enjoyed that one. It's sitting there somewhere. I need more shelf space in here. I need more shelf space.
Well, that has been,
and so do you guys, by the way. You guys need a little more shelf space too.
It's one in, one out these days.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm gonna upgrade. See ya. This tiki's going bye-bye. This one's coming in.
Well, I've got to tell you, I'll tell you this, because I did bring it down because I wanted to tell you this. So on Saturday, I was because all my tikis are in my kitchen and they're on the wall. My wife allows me to have them there. So where the sink is, we've got.
She's a good woman.
I've got 25, 30 tikis there. But I was loading the washing machine and I got distracted and I came up too fast and I smashed my head on the shelf. And my Mandalorian came down and my wife has kind of glued it all back together for me. But I'm really glad you've announced a new one, because now I'm going to have to get that to replace this one. So there's an upgrade.
Let me make a note.
We can't. It would be remiss of us not to ask. We asked you last time. We don't want to put you on the spot, but is there any movement on getting these into the UK as a kind of general release, or are we still in the territory issues?
The territory. I mean, it's just another. It makes its way out there sometimes with other retailers, and honestly, we can't. We could say, oh, this could be only sold in the US or whatever, but there's people out there that, like you mentioned, it's on Amazon UK. We're not selling to Amazon UK.
Yeah,
I'm not sure who is, whether it's a Entertainment Earth or a Big Bad Toy Store, or whoever it might be, but. For us to sell internationally, we sell US, Canada. We have sold to Australia, Europe a little bit over the years, but it requires another license. So we have to have a whole other license. We have to hit a whole other projections and MGs, and it becomes a lot. So I'd love to have it everywhere in the world. I mean, we've had over the last 10 years, there's countries I've never heard of that have wanted to buy this stuff, which is exciting, but it's like most people don't understand how it works in terms of the licensing, and you got to pay a big chunk of money just to get the rights for the US. Then, you have to pay to get the rights to Australia, then Europe, then Spain. And it's a trickling effect. And, we try to, being a small company, we try to focus on, the customers that we have, the relationships that we have. But I mean, if I could have this stuff live and breathe everywhere, I would. I wish I could. So,
well, if you ever kind of decide to branch out and you want to set up a UK subsidiary, two guys here who know a bit about
this, 100%, 100%.
It's Star Wars, if nothing else.
Yes. No, I agree. It's funny because unlike Disney, there's some licenses that we have that are worldwide rights, and we could sell those things. Pee Wee Herman, whatever it might be, we could sell that anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction, whatever. There's certain rights that we've had over the years, but Disney's just a tougher, just a little tougher, and a little more involved. So we still love them, but a little more involved.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, Brandon. I don't know if you've got any other questions for Brandon, Jez.
Well, all I would say is, we've made loads of references to what we've seen online, so it's probably be remiss of us not to give an opportunity to share that information and how people can check out some of these stuff as well. So, www.geekytikis.com is one thing, but also as I've mentioned,
with an I, geeky with an I.
Geeky with an I, and Beeline Creative. So that's BEE Line Creative is Instagram, which gives you links to everything. And so that's a pretty good source of you've got some lovely reveals and bits and pieces just being hinted at. A little sort of flash of the ankle coming to people who are following you on Instagram. But yeah,
Sure.
Dan, you were just saying it's been absolutely brilliant, hasn't it? Once again, just having a chat with you online and taking time out of your day. Thank you ever so much.
Sure. I love it. I love talking to you guys. I appreciate all the support we've gotten over the years. Hopefully we can get some more product out your way. What are your guys' plans for May the 4th? Are you getting together? Are you what are we doing? We going out to dinner together?
Bank holiday in the UK, believe it or not, this year. So it's probably be a family affair. So yeah, we're getting together on the 23rd of May. The guy's going to come here to my house, and we're going to go and watch Mandalorian and Grogu, and then we're going to have a barbecue. The weather's good.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to send you a couple of our new cocktail recipes if you guys want to try those out.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. We were talking about it last night. Jess said we need a cocktail party. It sounds like it's happening.
True.
Is there any plans to try to make the trek out here for Star Wars Celebration next year?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm definitely going to try and get tickets, and I'll figure the rest out afterwards.
Yeah. So if you need any sort of British bartenders or anything like that, just hook us up. No problem.
Hey, don't tempt me. We'll see. We'll probably throw a party of some sort, and we're excited to be back. So this is I missed last celebration because my boy was born. We were there, my booth was there, but I wasn't there. So I'm excited to be back next year for what's going to be the big 50th celebration. So it'll be a good one. So it'd be great to meet you guys in person.
Yeah.
Talk Tikis, talk Star Wars, have a drink together. It'll be fun.
Brilliant.
I'll put you to work too. We'll trade Tikis for smiles, and you guys could educate the customers about the rare slipper, whatever.
Tarkin. We're going to get you. I'll get you an image of Tarkin in his slippers. We'll send it over to you. I reckon that's a winner, that one. Yeah, Tarkin
awesome.
Tiki.
I like it. It's got a good ring to it, that's for sure.
There you go, Jez. I think you won that round. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, Brandon. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing all this new product with us. And I'm sure our listeners and viewers, because this will be on YouTube as well, for anyone that's just listened to all 2 hours of this show, can head over to YouTube now and watch it all as well. But
awesome.
Until next time, Brandon, thank you so much. We won't leave it as long next time. We'll get you back on again, and we'll talk Tiki again.
Anything beats working upstairs. So I love coming to the Tiki bar and talking Star Wars. So this is the highlight of my afternoon. So now I have to go to the real work, but
Well, you must have your staff really well trained, because no one's stepped foot in that room while you've been doing this.
You know it.
Well, until next time, Brandon, good night, and thank you so much for your time. And have a very happy May the 4th.
All right, guys. Aloha. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Congratulations on the 10 years. See you next time.
All right, guys. Thank you.